Hello friends, and welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, I'm going to be doing a pretty simple quick build here of this authentic Imperial TIE Fighter from AMT. So I picked this up at the Walmart. It was a really good price, and I love these old kits like this. This kit is originally from 1997 and was originally released under the AMT brand name. This one is the AMT version that was repopped back in 2022 by Round 2 Models. Now, I wanted to do this one because, first of all, I am still a fan of the original Star Wars, just Star Wars, not Star Wars A New Hope. But I love the ships in that movie. Growing up, I just loved how these looked and sounded, and it just really always impressed me as a kid growing up. And still today. And a while back, I did the X-Wing fighter that they came out with a while ago. I'll leave a link to that down in the description below. You can check out that video as well. But I wanted to get this one done so I could get it up on the shelf with the X-Wing. All right, so let's get right to it and get this thing opened up. Okay, first off, I love how they use the inside of the box to add artwork for the kits. I think that's a really good use of space. Normally, a lot of these kits are just plain brown boxes with some information on the back. But all right, so let's get this opened up and see what we got. Okay, first off, we have our wings or solar panels. I'm not sure what they're called technically, but for each side. Pretty well molded. There's some really nice detail in here. It's all raised detail, but it looks really good. These are all one piece, which is nice. So we'll just mask these off and get them painted. Next, we have our clear parts. Very nicely molded, very clear. And here we have some more parts. This is the pilot. Looks like a pretty good molding of the pilot on there. Got some detail. Got his arms. These are the engines for the side of the hull, control panel, pilot seat. Here we have our two halves to the main hull and the floor pan for the cockpit. Again, looks really nice and actually very cleanly molded. Here we have our last sprue with the internal parts for the cockpit, the top hatch. These are the caps for the solar panels on each side, the rear housing, the front window housing frame, the back of the cockpit, the more cockpit interior. Again, really nice detail. I'm going to be able to get some nice details out of those. Okay, and then we have our instruction manual. It's our cockpit going together, main hulls. All right, so very straightforward kit. Yeah, this one should be a fairly quick build to do. There's not a whole lot of parts in this kit, which is okay. And we're just going to do most of the attention. We'll be going into the detail and the painting on the body of the ship to make it look really cool. So I'd say let's get some tools and some glue and some sanding sticks and get to the build. Hey there friends, there's a lot more to come in this video, but I just wanted to take a quick moment to show off some of my new and classic t-shirt designs from my shop. If you're like me and love wearing t-shirts and building scale models, then you know there aren't many hobby-themed options out there. Well, now there are. Check out my scale model themed shirts, hoodies, mugs, and stickers, all designed by a scale model builder for scale model builders. From some of my newest designs like Keep Calm and Build Scale Models, and Glue, Paint, Repeat, to some of my all-time bestsellers like I Heart Scale Models and Eat, Sleep, Build Models, Repeat. There is something for everyone. You can find them at the website on your screen, the link in the description, or just scan the QR code on the screen with your phone. So be sure to check them out today. And now, back to the build. And here we have it, friends, the completed, authentic Imperial TIE Fighter from AMT. So this is an extremely basic kit, not a lot of parts, goes together really easily, and I'd say it's really a nice little kit. I think I picked this up at Walmart for around $12 or $13. Now, for an inexpensive kit, this is just a really nice kit. It goes together well, no problems with fitting or anything like that. The seam lines were very easily taken care of. It's got lots of detail, and you can customize it any way you want. You can do as much detail or as little detail as you want. Overall, just a great, inexpensive kit of the TIE Fighter. Now, this is a smaller one. It's not the new studio version that they had recently produced. That's a really large scale one, and one day I would like to build that one as well. But for what this is, to go along with my X-Wing fighter that I built a while ago, I highly recommend this kit if you can find one and pick it up. Now on mine, I didn't go bone stock with it. I didn't just paint it the one gray color and leave it at that. I did do a little weathering on mine and some detailing on mine just to make it look a little more realistic to go with the X-Wing that I did. But like I said, you can go as much or as little detailing as you want, and it's still going to look really nice. So this kit's going to look really good up on the shelf or hanging from the ceiling, however you choose to display it. My X-Wing is sitting on the shelf in my office, so I'm going to add this right to it on the shelf, and they're going to look great together. Alright, well that's going to wrap up this short video for this quick build of the Star Wars Imperial TIE Fighter. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please slam that subscription button down at the bottom. It helps out the channel and I'd really appreciate it. And as always, until next time friends, be safe out there and go build something.